my delightful pleasure today to have with me again Rakesh Dhawan. Rakesh is the founder and the CEO of Falco eMotors, located in Dulles, Virginia. And we're going to talk about developments of his technology. Now, we talked to Rakesh about a little over 2 years ago. We want to see how far things have progressed for him. I think they've come along pretty well from what I've seen. So delighted to have you back with us again, Rakesh.
Thank you so much, Bill. It's always a pleasure, and we learn a great deal from you and from your passion, from your energy, and you are definitely one of our role models to follow in terms of in terms of the passion.
My wife's not here to hear that.
Well, I mean, it's important. We are at an important juncture in the industry where the market begins to open up.
Right.
And it's a very, very exciting time. And you have been, doing this for, almost 10 years.
Oh, longer.
And longer than that.
Yeah, we're going into our 18th year.
18th year. And that is, and that is sizable amount of investment of time and energy, and you are basically are setting the stage for a world which will see tons of e-bikes in a fashion which is unimaginable.
Yeah.
But all of that, your work is quite missionary, in terms of getting the market to open up.
I never thought of myself as a missionary, but.
Well, all of our work is missionary today.
I do have a degree in theology, and at one point somewhere around here there's a certificate saying that I'm an ordained minister, but we will. Now I'm preaching the gospel of green transportation. So
there you go.
Yeah,
well, there you go. It's an effort. It's an effort, and obviously we are still early stages of the industry here. And all that effort, it requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of effort to open up the market, and you see it yourself. But the consumers are finally becoming more and more aware. A lot of exciting things going on all around, and that's a really good thing for the industry.
Well, this is why I kind of wanted to chat with you because obviously you were at Interbike. We talked over 2 years ago now, so I'm really curious as to what has changed from the time, from an industry perspective, as well as from the perspective of the founder of, Falco eMotors. How have things changed over the last 2 years?
Well, we have seen, more and more emergence of establishments, which are embracing electric bikes as a way to introduce a product. So we see a lot of bicycle companies, we see a lot of manufacturers jumping in and putting their hat in the ring and coming up with really nice solutions, really cool solutions. And that is exciting. That allows everybody to learn at much faster rate, at much faster pace. So we see tremendous growth in the industry. It's still, I think, going to take good 10 years for the industry to full bloom. We see the numbers are increasing in Europe. We see, numbers are still very small in the US, but
right.
Definitely we see the awareness, people asking the right questions. We still see a lot of confusion in dealers still being very, we have got dealers who are still early adopters in electric bike technology, and they are so the majority of the dealers still are on the sidelines.
Yeah.
And the reason is that they are still trying to figure out whether this is something which is going to happen or not happen, or how is it going to happen.
Right, and how do they support that? Because we've sort of analyzed this in the past, and obviously there is a difference between the culture that patronizes a typical bicycle shop, what we call an IBD, independent bicycle dealer, and that is a culture that is that's into it for the sport, that's into it for the exercise, and the presumption is that if you stick a motor on any kind of a bicycle, you've bastardized it. And because there's a TV series Now, using the term bastard, I guess I can, I guess I can do that without getting sued by the FCC. But but that's that cultural thing that and I I appreciate that. I tell guys, look, if you're seriously into cycling, I do not want you to ride an electric bicycle. You stick with what you've got. It's the other 98% of the population that I put on a bike.
Yeah, you have hit the you have hit the hammer on the nail. I mean, it is exactly the problem in the industry today, where dealers do believe that you can bastardize a frame, and so there is a requirement for some serious training programs, which needed to be done, which basically ensure safety in installation. Which ensure that, okay, these are the steps you need to follow in order to make sure that it is safe, right? You can't, one of the things, I have had the privilege to talk to many end consumers as well as dealers. That has been part of my education for the last 2 years, trying to understand the electric bike industry. Right. And there are dealers who obviously build their business starting with electric bikes, so they don't think twice about it. Right. They can take a frame and they don't think about the repercussions and so on and so forth. And then there are dealers who are established and who basically do just bicycles, right? And they think about it. They think about the ramifications, etc. And so obviously there is, so for companies like Bosch, Shimano, etc., they say, well, we give you a complete solution, which is, buy a bicycle. Right. And that is, great for Bosch and Shimano, but it is not great for the consumer. Right. So there are 11 million bicycles sold in the U.S. every year, and there is only 30,000 electric bikes sold in the U.S. every year. So the ratio is lopsided.
Pretty
right. Yeah. So to me, for us, it's important that, say, first of all, you can install these systems safely, and you can get these systems certified in terms of safety. So there is, when you follow these guidelines, you are backed by a proper certified program, right? Because we want to give consumer choices. We want to be able to give consumer ability to ride. Bicycle science is still much more evolved than electric bike science. Right, so it's important that we stand on the shoulders of the giants. Yeah. To give consumers a better solution than saying, well, we're just going to lend our name Bosch and Shimano, and that makes you feel very secure and safe, which to me is a very wrong approach, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, what I'm hearing you say here is that. My understanding when we talked 2 years ago is that you were building these motors, then you were supplying them to OEMs, to manufacturers. I'm hearing now a couple of things. First of all, that these could be kits that you're providing to an interested dealer who wants to install it on a customer's bike. And then also from the information you sent me this morning, it looks like you're actually doing possibly your own brand. So kind of bring us up to speed. Where are you now from where we were 2 years ago?
Yeah, so our mission remains built to be a component supplier. Okay. We want to be a component supplier, so we want to be the best electric bike motor in the world. Okay. That's our mission, right? That's what we want to target. That's what we are always doing. And we do supply to manufacturers. We do supply to OEMs. We supply to dealers. We also supply to end users today. Okay. Right? And this is the business model we have consciously adopted, looking at essentially the state of the industry today. Right? The industry is still sort of blossoming, and we need to essentially be in all the channels. But what I see ourselves is doing is we will slowly only become the component manufacturer, and we will withdraw from the channels such as the retail channels, the direct to consumer channels, etc. the business model has allowed us to learn a lot of things.
Right.
You know, it has allowed us to learn about the consumers. You know, we spend a lot of time talking to end consumers. It has allowed us to learn from the dealers. It has allowed us to learn from the manufacturers. So our mission has not changed. You know, our mission has not changed. Our goal has not changed. We want to make the best electric bike motor in the world.
Okay.
Right. That remains our mission. So, however, you know, we had to do a number of things so that we can really learn a lot about how to service the consumers in the best way possible.
Right.